Good afternoon, everyone. We are back on the Appalachian Trail, day 17, I think. I don't know, starting to lose count. Had a nice zero yesterday in Franklin, great little town. Just got done crossing this little river, back on the trail. I got Siler Bald, I'm hiking up now. Supposed to be some magnificent views. I took the shuttle, like I had said. It stops at multiple hotels, so we didn't even get here till about a little after 12:30. So getting a late start today. Not sure how far we're going to go. I'd like to camp up on Siler Bald. It's only about a 5-mile day, maybe not quite that, but beautiful sunrise and sunsets. But we've got wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour predicted for today up top there. So not sure that's going to work out. Just have to see when we get up there. There are some campsites all around, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're just going to get started back on this trail. It's a little rough after having a whole day off in town, I'm not going to lie. But we're going to get it done one way or another. Got about 27 miles to the NOC. And then after that, another 30-ish miles to Fontana Dam. That's probably where I'll try to stay the night somewhere. Not at Fontana Village, it's too expensive, but you start the Smokies after that, and you have to get a permit, and you have to be out of the Smokies within 8 days. So, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get to it, and I'll catch up with y'all later. Bye. Well, first day back on trail isn't really going as expected. Got a late start. My legs not really wanting to walk much. But then on top of it, I got halfway up the mountain. Couldn't find my Garmin Mini GPS. It fell off my pack. Luckily I had it on, so I was able to track it all the way back down the mountain, 1.2 miles or so, into the parking lot. So here I am, walking back up the mountain for the second time. So I'm getting extra steps in today. Somebody decided to make a cool little person, either that or it's a voodoo. Either way, it wouldn't make today any worse. Well, I can't say that it would. So, all right, we'll see you later. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Siler Bald, elevation 5,216 feet. And just so everyone knows, this is technically not on the AT. It's what they call a side quest, a blue blaze off of the Appalachian Trail. And they say it's only 0.2. That's a lie. But I have to say, probably the most gorgeous views yet that I have seen. I am completely all the way surrounded by mountains. Hands down, one of the most beautiful places I have ever seen. It is cold, the wind's gusting. Winds are about, well, right now they've died down a little, thank God. But But yeah, they were gusting up to probably 25, 30. The weather report said that they would have gusts up to 50 a day, frankly. So, just to let everybody know, this is kind of the path you go on. You won't be able to see it because it's a little further down, but probably way down past those tree line, probably another 300 yards. That's where the AT actually is, and it just goes right across the meadow. So you have to walk all the way up here. Hell of a hike. Good thing I'm fast going down. I know it's hard to see. There's a little building right over there. I believe that might be Wyabald, and that's where we'll be headed tomorrow. But my God, everybody, look at these views. I mean, you just don't get this. I'm not sure if that's a fire or if that's control burn. Hopefully it's controlled. But absolutely breathtaking up here. Don't really have a shelter to go to. The other shelter I passed, it's about 3/4 of a mile at least back from where I came from. It was a separate side trail. I'm not going to go do that. It is going to get cold tonight, so I need to get off this mountaintop and get down lower where the wind's not as bad. And make shelter, get some food. I'm hungry. This definitely makes up for the crappy day earlier. So anyway, just wanted to let everyone enjoy this beauty. My God, they say this is one of the most beautiful spots in the southern parts of the Appalachians. So I definitely believe it. All right, guys, we'll catch you later. So we were way up there, came down. We gotta go all the way down there. So yeah, 0.2, I don't know if I believe that. Maybe it's just because I'm tired and already had to backtrack 1.5 miles from my start today because of my piece of equipment that I lost, and luckily I found, and luckily I had it on so I could track it. So yeah, but this view has definitely made it worthwhile. So now we just got to figure out where we're going to camp. It's definitely less windy up here now that I've gotten off the top. So, all right, I'll see y'all after. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to our first day back on the Appalachian Trail after our 0 day that we had in Franklin, North Carolina. Day started off a little later than I wanted. I got picked up by the transit bus at 11:30, pretty much on the dot, but they had to stop at the other hotels and areas to pick up other hikers. So we didn't get to our destination till Winding Stair Gap till about 12:30. The problem that happened after that was I started hiking, got about 1.5 miles in, and realized I could not find my Garmin Mini GPS. Luckily I did have it turned on, so I was able to track it, and it was showing it was pretty much 1.5 miles down. Luckily I had service to be able to track it, so I had to hike back down the mountain, and I found it basically on the side of the road where I had to cross the road. Somehow it must have fell off with the clip, so at least I got it. Definitely a lesson learned. I'm gonna buy a better clip when I get to the knock. The one that came with it, it's okay, but my backpack doesn't have the best attachment points for certain things. So anyway, the good news is Siler Bald, which you saw the videos of, absolutely amazing. As you can see, we have the sun setting in the background. Very beautiful. Siler Bald, though, it's a kind of like a side quest. It's not an official part of the Appalachian Trail. It's so they say a 0.2, definitely a lot further than a 0.2, I think. And it's straight uphill, but my God, most beautiful sight I've seen so far. I thought Blood Mountain was one of the best. And the fire tower, Siler Bald, blew it away. I mean, just surrounded by mountains everywhere you could look. Pretty sure I can see the next big one I'm gonna hit, which will be tomorrow, which is Waya Gap. So sorry, keep switching hands. It's pretty cold. I haven't put my gloves on. I gotta dig them out of my bag. It is cold tonight. I don't know what it's getting down to. I want to say when I originally looked, it was looking like it was going to be in the low 30s again. So we are already set up. We got food going. We got us some beef stew tonight. So that'll be nice, keep us warm. Because we are out here in the middle of nowhere, we do have our bear hang. So that way no critters can usually hopefully get to my food bag tonight. So yeah, pretty good hike. Not sure the exact miles because I did go 1.5 miles and then came 1.5 miles back. I don't think it was a lot. It felt like a lot, but I also got started later in the day. I want to say maybe 6 miles today. I know I had to hustle off the top of Siler Bald just because it was starting to lose daylight. So I had to get about 2.5 miles down until I found this little picnic area. Found a spot perfect enough I could put my tent up. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. I'm all out here. There's nobody else out here tonight. So hopefully there is a dirt road, a service road here, but I don't know how travel it is. This is the Waya Gap picnic area. I think there's a parking area that people can park. So I'm sure some people probably park here to hike up to Waya Bald, which is what we're gonna do tomorrow. I wanted to try to push onto that one, but because of not even necessarily the late start, but because of having to backtrack 1.5 miles, that didn't work out. So we are gonna hit that one hopefully pretty early tomorrow. As long as we can get out of bed because it is gonna be pretty chilly. But yeah, we're gonna hit that up tomorrow. I haven't looked at the map yet to see exactly where I want to go. I gotta look to see where maybe the next shelters are. There was a shelter right before Siler Bald, but it was about 1/2 mile off the trail, and it had a loop around that you could take to get to Siler Bald, same area I had went to, but I just felt it was better for me just to go ahead and march on past that one, and I wasn't going to try to backtrack to go to it. So yeah, I just marched on and found this little spot. Seems to be pretty good. Hopefully it will be. The wind, and it's lower down in the valley in between two mountains, so the wind's not as bad. It is still pretty windy, but I definitely secured my tent with some pretty decent sized rocks, so hopefully we don't have any issues tonight. But yeah, so I'm gonna eat this dinner and basically lay down. I have no service, so won't be doing anything on my phone tonight. But yeah, so I will see everybody in the morning. Have a good night.